OKFM 101.7.
Anyway, Yamovini Uncle Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, MP for Northton, na we former Deputy Education Minister. Honorable, me channel pay.
Yo, many amajoso, baby aboko.
Boko, me Samuel Finsha Paso.
Africa betting you, Africa betting.
Honorable, Enra, Ansana Meba and Oswano, a lessons here, yet 2 years. So we heard the Bocatana, Omsi Mame Sullivan, on Okra, US ambassador, no, was it Baya, oh, Camunion Tumna, and Camun resort to call proceedings, and the other day, rather than say more free up sentiments, say, and more supporters, Entingu, Abontenso, in Tipepes, and be quiet, the ambassador, oh. The countries I would be a country MPP NDC say Moncha said be a court number co baby I babedui ye con say
yo medase my main chief when na official na yanda nyamiasi say waboya hobain afiwe a fibia generations upon generations can't happen. And yet Debiana pandemic AC. The last time pandemic AC was more than 100 years ago. Into Senyamia Boya Humbaya Nipa 1.5 million Omwewu due to COVID-19. Yang Yedaso Awonkwa, as I say to me and Danyamiasi. Say to me I survived this pandemic. But as I say, you go to a bonfire na you're making sure say yes, I say yeah, in terms of keeping safe no, and following the protocols no, you're there until you're done. Now, not to me, I confirm it to you, sir, as ranking member on the Foreign Affairs Committee of Parliament, no, many diplomatic community. And they are also following their air course very keenly. When I say diplomatic community, no, they are our international partners. Now, almost know they have an interest in Ghana. Or more investment, or more all kinds of citizens. They are more academia. They are more our business. They are more. Juma in the scientific community, all kinds of sectors. Into their air course, they are also interested in these matters. Now, I can confirm to you, sir, in my engagements with them, they have been impressed with Ghana for the way we are using peaceful means to resolve the disputes that have arisen out of the presidential and parliamentary elections of 2020. As I said, statements are omode tuja and a tweet now omode tuja. And my young kasa obian konkain de omoka. Osha U.S. Ambassador Sullivan tweet now or the tuja no. Okase or encourage obia or share a flag bearer. Or encourage NDC and Obia say, use peaceful means to resolve the dispute. Meaning, peaceful means, no? Peaceful means. It does not have only one interpretation. Peaceful means, no? It includes demonstrations, because demonstrations are illegal. You can have a non-violent, a non-confrontational demonstration. This is Senna and Dra, members of parliament. Yananti Combe present petition to the Electoral Commission. I know we'll come to the matters arising, the way police for the high-handedness and all of that, the disrespect and the contempt and the cowardice of the Electoral Commission. We will discuss all those matters later. But we share NDC supporters across the country. Demonstrations on more years so far. Among attack obia in Wuye, among and say property bia has been peaceful. Say U.S. Ambassador Sullivan, and other members of the diplomatic community, Omoka said, "Oh, NDC use peaceful means. Peaceful means should not be spin. Yanja propaganda no to say peaceful means HSA court go to only court. That cannot be the interpretation for peaceful means and peaceful ways to resolve matters. Yes, going to court is one of the options available in a democracy. Oko Ambassador Sullivan on Chrome to see you go to the White House on a daily basis. People are demonstrating. I have even joined some of those protests on some of the international issues that I believe in and all of that. The U.S. elections, almost no, there are all kinds of issues. Trump is refusing to concede. His supporters are demonstrating. The Democrats are also jubilating. They are on the streets and all of that. Those are all peaceful means. And your advice is put a spin on the statements the diplomatic community is putting out. They should stop it, because to the contrary, the diplomatic community is really impressed with the National Democratic Congress. I can confirm that to you. Says so far, all our supporters have been restrained. All our supporters have acted very peacefully in all the public manifestations across.
Oh, but we saw some of them are almost ties,
Okay,
and what is unpeaceful? What is wrong? Emrabia and Niho want to me and shit tie.
Was a street in sono bitumen no I no some shit tie we are both engineer
to tie shade me started demonstration and there. It's been part of our subculture and our traditions. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo already kumi preku demonstrations. Omushi ties bebre. The pictures are there, the videos are there. I don't think that His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at the time or Bibia Enye. CJ Nami, leading member of the CJ, we led many demonstrations against some of the policies we didn't agree with under the President Kufuor era. Yes, she ties. Mekai Agbogloshi, Mekai Farisco, and all those places. Supporters maybe it's been a long-standing tradition. I'm sure it will be even an interesting area for a researcher to look into when it started. One show your Caribbean, it may date way back to even the struggle against the colonialists. It's been a long-standing tradition. There is no politician and a political party or Bekase or let my vote count or Eshi ties. To say NDC supporters are she tie into yenya peaceful, no, you would not be fair to the party and to the history of our country, and it will show a certain double standard, a certain hypocrisy. Mbwa. The SSA yes stressing moon and he said those who have shot and killed Ghanaians. Mineo Kasas say Ibrahim Abbas, young man or warrior, just 1 month. 1 month into his marriage, and he was his only crime, first time voter, was that he was at a collation center.
Sir, at
Ablikuma Central.
Honorable, Ablikuma Central, Saso Bono, young farmer Wayne.
Me Makoho, many eyewitnesses, Akasa, Makwako Sra, or more Ibrahim Abbas, Neyere, Nema, Ne Papa, they are so traumatized. Omunyina ese omuni nipa of fire a Lord Comey, the bodyguard, Obia your friend. They mentioned a particular name, Kola, yes, that is the popular name or Obia Ehuno, so he's firing. The other gentleman, Red, who is also fighting to keep his right leg, as I speak to you, and also say Kola, shooting into the crowd. There's a police officer who also is see some of the stray bullets, including a journalist. Lord Comet's boys are they are known. They are known. And we are told that there was some arrest. We haven't had any updates. The police should be telling us. I have formally begun processes in Parliament for the IGP to appear before us. And indications are that likely on the 4th of January, Parliament will reconvene here. He will be appearing before us. Because as head of the election 2020 security task force, he has questions to answer. Not only in Ablakwa Central, Ododo Nipa Ewu Techiman South, Nipa Ewu Ayarik and Tajuddin, young men, first-time voters. Their only crime, and he said, were at a collation center. They were not armed, they had not provoked any violence, nothing. Just because Obi Pese or twisted arms or overturning results. There are clear human rights violations that have taken place. Let us be really honest and sincere in this country. Sir, if we must condemn any group, and now your advice be a yedibema group be those who are wielding weapons, who are engaged in all of these atrocities, these brutalities, they are the ones who are undermining our peace. Omoye dangerous elements in our society. Maybe because it's not our relative, and your ba, and your cousin, and you will be a free your clan. Until we probably are so detached, we don't care much. But human life, one human life is just too many. Human life is too precious for it to be sniffed away as has been done in this instance. I mean, at least 7 people have lost their lives. Over 20 people in hospitals across the country fighting to save their lives. Minya, if there is any advice, let us give it to Omo engaging in all of these brutalities. And as I speak to you, nobody has been made to answer any question. Let us not create the impression in this country, say, through election time, you can kill people and get away with it. At all times in our national life, as I say, you to me, protect the sanctity of human life. Now, we expect professionalism, and we even have our doubts. So, Omo share uniforms, Omo fire so indiscriminately, whether they really belong to the revered Ghana Armed Forces and the Ghana Police Service. We really have our doubts, because one of the people who engaged in the shootings in Techiman South in uniform, he had beards, and we know, sir, to the Ghana Police Service, they don't allow you to grow beard. We have all the video evidence, the identification processes and all of that, and we have served notice, sir. All of those who have carried out these atrocities, Ghana is a lawful country. Human lives are precious. You can't take anybody's life in the manner they have. All of these extrajudicial killings will be probed, and people will be made to answer for it. Those are the matters, as I say, you address it. And you will be no yababe kuno, yababe wiane results, you're overturning the results, or person the vote, counting. He wants his vote to be respected. No. Nebonini say he is on the streets fighting the oppressor and saying, sir, let the right thing be done. And probably going along with a few ties, car ties he's burning, which has been part of our tradition of demonstrations as long as I can remember, where all of us as political activists we have participated in demonstrations, right from the President Komi Prekon era, CJ, Wahala demonstrations. All of, if I condemn them today, it means we are all guilty. That tradition, long-standing tradition, as part of our demonstrations, it means we have all been engaged in wrongdoing. It is not the demonstrations, not the demonstrators, I should say, who are bad guys, and who are the perpetrators, or the people who we should be advising. Or more engaging in the electoral commission area. when you announce multiple results, when your percentage is more than 100%, when your figures don't add up, when you can't tell us up to now, the Chiman South, what the numbers are for the parliamentary. You can't, CI 43.2 of Regulation 43.2 of CI 127. Are very, very clear. So all the political parties should be furnished with Form D, the declaration form. We are entitled to it. As we speak, we don't have the form. The mostly more your declaration. You're called district, mostly you're called region. You're called region say go back to district. I mean, broad day robbery, subverting the people's will. And then when it comes to petitions for recollation, NDC, you actually several petitions. Say, Moon Quality Techiman South, mostly more your collation, crowd the Moon year recollation, because it is our right as a political party. You have ignored us. But MPP for a petition here on Banda, 3 times you have honored their petition. You have submitted to their request. Banda, Muye recount, Ewo Banda ho, Muye second one, Ewo Techiman, Muye third one, who Accra, the EC headquarters. Yenya Honorable Ibrahim Ahmed. The final results on Yaya, you see, were winning by 31 votes. It started from 81 votes. I dropped it to 31, but at least he's been declared the winner. But no MPP for a to me petition, and then the EC response. But your petitioner, you submitting your petitioner. They are waiting to say Ghana for, and some of you in the media to join. Oh, Munko Court, I don't know Munko Court. The double standards and the hypocrisy. Some people say, oh, electoral commission. Are you
cited?
Once a 1 year declaration. Pacho, let me just. Next question.
Okay.
Double standards. Mostly electoral commission or the year declaration. The Juma Asa, it becomes functus official. On to me, year be about the results. Now, so you were on my way more. Electoral commissioner, waba abonting about 6 times. Abe multiple amendments. One court, electoral commission and court to amend and to correct errors. One court. MPP had to me send a petition on Banda, on Takwa. They've done recollations. Seshu also, they've done recollation. But NDC has submitted petition. Only one constituency, Techiman South. One of Baku, just one petition. Yedie, Mose Muntiye, Monko Court. So different sets of laws for the MPP and the NDC. We are now in a banana republic. When there is such injustice, that is the real threat to peace. Or more threat to peace, There is not the oppressed, though. Those who are only fighting on the streets for the right thing to be done. But those who are engaged in all this blatant discrimination, blatant subversion, and deliberately presenting a fait accompli to the NDC. So, what we say, it is the matter, You have no option, even though the laws allow, CI 127 allows for recollation for you to even get your summary sheet, your Form D, we won't give it to you. If you don't like how we are abusing our office and violating the laws, go to court. But you see, let's be careful, because this country, we have a history. Let's be careful when people realize those in power want to abuse power.
Honorable,
let's be careful.
Sine West no court. It amount for say if you are taking a cue from what happened in the Sine West issue we so no betimi dia court. And na ba kokura na mbisim pese mbusa on say metesi say ye presidential no ewia any parliamentary no there within 21 days no one fan court na lapse wuntimi fan court bi sa asem net say
Mpacho, Sine West, okay, what's the question of Sine West? Never presidential, but Sine West, first part of your question. Mantia see you.
se me bajo ayi Sene West no said ye call court ma court to di asem no sa na nka ebinum admonish say okay then follow suit said ye Sene West ye na na
okay yo enti Sene West no yem present facts no accurately. Sene West they see and say polling station your friend Tato Bato near Crawford no more settlers last week Mikosra Johnny Honorable Chimisi Ampofu and the thank you to commend them for their brave efforts. Their course was when they say Omukai presidential and Omuhu say Obia Work Collation Center Hall. Who say the presidential candidate of the NDC Ewini by a wide margin, over 300 vote margin. Into Edu parliamentary, Ombekai parliamentary box, and an MPP branch youth organizer of Nachi box no, and all Johnny, and then the residents they managed to overpower him and secure the ballot box. Having secured the ballot box, the interesting thing, the irony, and it's a MPP for no and a court. In Kenya, NDC in a court, MPP in a court, say ballot box no because of what you want to see, you know, or most suspects is probably been tampered with. Into a court. Later on, the MPP then went back to court to attempt to withdraw the case. Okay. The judge will have none of it. And a judge, fine the gentleman who snatched the ballot box and even imprison him for 3 months. So he's an NPP branch executive. Will be in Water. And the new Kasa to say he's been jailed for 3 months and then he's been fined. And the court then said, sub ballot box in issue, no, the Electoral Commission should be allowed to do whatever, to do their work. He will not impede. And the Electoral Commission decided, the EC seal was intact. The NDC seal is intact on the box. And the box has been at the Techimansa police station. It's been protected very well. And though initially some of us thought the polling station parliamentary should be rerun because we're not too sure if the box had been tampered with. But the Electoral Commission said, the Regional Electoral Commission, said they will, following the court decision, just go ahead and do your work, independent body. We don't want to interfere. You decide, Mobile County and Mobile rerun. They opted for counting until they counted the content. And your candidate, Honorable Chumesi Ampofu, or winning by a 16-vote margin. Because answer na that ballot box, the MPP was leading with that parliamentary race by some 111 votes. Presidential media, not President Mahama, winning by over 6,000 vote margin. But the parliamentary was tight. It's your kind Tato Batono margin to me YP the 111 votes lead and then the NDC candidate won by 16 votes. And see, those are the facts. And yet NDC and a core court to resolve Sene West. It's the MPP that had gone to court seeking to place an injunction on the Electoral Commission after their own member snatched the ballot box. Now, the second part of your question about NDC, Yabeko Court, and
21 days, like the presidential, so will be within the 21 days now. After that, what do you mean, Fanko?
Oh, as a lawmaker and a member of parliament, meaning, those are accurate renditions of your laws. And the 21 days after the date of Gazette.
Okay.
Gazette, was done on the 10th. Matisse after the election, that is after the date of Gazette. The Gazette notification which we have been giving copies as members of parliament, 10th December. And with the 21 days, at the 10th December now, you have up to December 31st. Up to December 31st. And the NDC is well within time. It's well within time. OSHA, the election petition precedents are your war. The MPP. Or more echo court, if you check the records in 2012, they went to court on the 27th. And your listeners can even Google. It's on the internet. And at the time, they argued, sir, they needed time to assess their evidence, look at all the pink sheets one after the other. The interesting thing is those who went to court on the 27th, you drew 20 anywhere near, and then you're 23rd. Even before we get to the 20th, even before we get to 18th, 15th of December, they were all over. Court, go to court. Why are you disturbing? Go to court. Go to court. Why are you delaying? Go to court. Meanwhile, you, by this time, in 2012, you had not gone to court. And now, if you were concerned, sir, the evidence, the pink sheet you were analyzing, at the time, the pink sheet was less than 30,000 or million. Now, the current EC created so many more polling stations. In the EC now, our pink sheets auditing team and your lawyers, it's more than 38,000. And if you told your supporters and the good people of Ghana and indeed the whole world, sir, you needed time to gather your evidence, and that's why you are filing on the 27th. Why can't you be fair to the NDC? You are making it look as if NDC any case and to mean court in China, and we have just decided, sir, we will disturb the peace and how will be urging. Meanwhile, Momo court 27th. Before you went to court, Mikaipa said you also did demonstrations, and Mikai said these days I hear that the Obra Sports doesn't really, because of President Mahama and the project was here, the Secretary Interchange. But at that time, Ubekaya journalists were given some really terrible time, beating and all of that at the Obra Sports in 2012. Mikaipa, listeners can Google, it was widely reported. NDC demonstrators who have largely been peaceful, and our constitution, Emma Quine, say you can engage in this public manifestation. It is indeed it's a human right, the right to free assembly, the right to movement, and all of that, and the right to protest. These are fundamental human rights, and you can't take it away from the people. In China, even in the Public Order Act, it doesn't use permission. You don't need permission from the police. You only notify a notification, because it's a right. It's inalienable, intrinsic to the human being. You can't take it away from anybody. Let's be fair in our analysis. NDC Beko Court, we are well within time. When we decide to go, we can go between now and December 31st.
Okay.
We have time. Yo, Mr. Medas.
Yes, I say, Honorable somewhere, Okudzeto Ablakwa, any train common.
OKFM 101.7.